origins of the Trowbridge Song Project actually go back quite a few years. I've been running choirs and getting people singing for 20 years now, and I've had a couple of experiences which really proved to me the incredible power of singing together. One was in a London hospital. I got chatting to somebody who worked there, who I found was from Nigeria. And we happened to be in my community choirs singing a song from Nigeria at the same time. And I told her, I said, "Oh, we're singing a song from Nigeria." And her whole face lit up like a light bulb. She was so thrilled that I just knew a song in a very modest way from her culture. And that grew until about 3 years ago, I decided it was the time to really try and raise the money. And it's a 2-year Arts Council funded project with quite a few other local groups and charities who've supported us. Basically, we are collecting songs and stories from a wide diversity of people in Trowbridge. Trowbridge these days has 76 languages spoken here. It's a modern multicultural town, and we've done our best over these 2 years to contact and make friends with as many different communities as we can. The other inspiration for the Trowbridge Song Project was a lady called Amelia Koenig, who was Polish. She died 3 years ago, but she sang with me in my community choir in Trowbridge for 10 years. She was one of the lost children of Siberia, and when she was about 6, Stalin's soldiers knocked on her door, as they did with thousands of other families in Poland, and gave them an hour to get out, to go on a cattle truck with no food, no water, no sanitation, several days' journey to the Siberian forest, and they were dumped there.
If we want to get a bread, we're always standing, and the Stalin was there, and they give us, after the prayer, they give us a bread, and we believe that the Stalin would give us a food. Stalin woroszyło, piec swoją napisał, Stalin woroszyło, nas radny komisarz, Stalin.
They eventually got out through walking through the snow of Siberia to a holding station, and then going on a train to Kazakhstan, Iran, I think via Nigeria, where a group of more wealthy Polish people had set up some grammar schools, and then when she was 18 to a holding station in Westbury.
You know, if you want to be alive, you find in yourself somehow a strength, you know, and they all go, just walk in the snow, you know, but they walk, you know, they walk over there, and after, sometimes you walk 3 days until you go to the railway station when the trains take you a little bit to the south.
Hence she settled here. She met her husband, who'd had a similar story in the holding station, and then they settled in Trowbridge and actually had a very quiet life. As she said, I've had a very happy life, Candy. I have a husband, I've had children, I've had a home. She lived through one of the most extraordinary and hardest childhoods that I could really imagine. And she represents all of the older Polish people in Trowbridge now, the ones who were born in the holding station now, who are in their 60s and 70s, and indeed one of the groups who are a dance troupe from originally from Poland. They actually have never lived there because they were born as babies here as refugees, and they have danced for 50 years these old Polish dances. So let's just do that again. During the first few months of the project, Liz, our project manager, and I were working out how we're going to create events around the remit of the Trowbridge Song Project. And we came up with the idea of a scratch choir, which is basically a choir that anybody can join, and you do a series of rehearsals and then do a concert. So it's a very accessible way to get people singing. And the idea was that I make choir arrangements out of some of the songs that people have been sharing with me through the oral history.
My name is Lorena Pino. I am from Caracas, Venezuela. I moved to England in 2011 with my teenage son. We moved starting a completely new life, leaving behind many things, our family, my profession, my work, my friends, but at the same time, with lots of energy to start a new life and really a new family here in Wiltshire. At the moment, my favorite song from these sessions of has been Poverty Knock.
Go for it. Poverty, poverty, knock.
The spirit of the song, I think, is very contagious, but at the same time tells you lots about the story of your town. I don't know, I find very funny because it's a dialect in the old language of Wiltshire dialect, so it's another challenge.
Poverty, poverty, no.
The song Poverty Knocks, which we performed at the Trowbridge Song Project concert recently, Candy, knowing my interest in dialect, thought it'd be a nice idea to use the dialect in a song for the choir, and also a song that would represent Trowbridge's heritage and the past in the woolen trade and the mills. And so a very well-known song is Poverty Knocks, which actually comes from Lancashire and was actually in Lancashire dialect. So Candy asked if I would translate it into a Wiltshire dialect.
Oh Lord, I be going to be late. Gaffer standing there at the gate. With his bits in his pockets, our wages he'll dockers us after bind and John the slate.
I was brought up in Wiltshire. I lived in Holt, village near Trowbridge, for my early years, and then I moved to Trowbridge, where I lived into the 1990s. Then I moved to Bradford-on-Avon, so this is very much my area, and I've lived there all my life.
Poverty, poverty, no.
Here at the History Centre, my work involves conserving and preserving the archives. The Wiltshire and Swindon History Centre has the archives for the county going right back to the 12th century up to the present day, and my job is to make sure that those old and fragile documents are perfect condition for people to look at and consult, and we can conserve for further generations.
Poverty, poverty, no. Poverty, poverty, no.
We have recorded 42 hours of oral history from diverse people in Trowbridge, young, old, men, women, native Wiltshire born and bred to people who've come from all over the world to live here. And we made out of that about 350 small audios, 2 to 3 minute audios of their story, which are all up online. The originals are all going to be stored in the Wiltshire and Swindon History Archive for research forever.
My name is Ngarkul Yontan. I was born from Tibet, which is East Tibetan in Tibetan area called Ngawa. When I was 9, I became a monk, which monk monastery is very near my house. Then every morning and evening I went to monastery. Then I come back nighttime, stay with my parents. Then after 2 years, And then I permanently stayed in monastery. I studied mainly Tibetan Buddhism, philosophy, and debate, and chanting. And after 93 or 4, my stepmother is died. Then 1994 is my step daddy is died. Then I want to go different countries. Anyway, after I moved to Trowbridge, beginning I didn't like very much, but now I like more than before.
First, when you leave your country and you don't know where you're going, or you don't know much about the place you're going to, it's a scary experience. To me, I wasn't going to sit back. I come from Lebanon, from Tripoli in the north of Lebanon. It's a small city. It's one of those cities when everyone knows everyone, and it's beautiful because it's like a peninsula and the water. So I lived my life. I was there until I was 35, and I was always surrounded by the sea. And as I said, although it's a city, but it's people know each other, so it's very community orientated. And I was a teacher in Lebanon, and I worked in social research after the war in Lebanon. So I was very involved in the community there also. And I came here because I married Dave, and I've been here since 2000. And we came straight to Trowbridge, and we're still in Trowbridge. So it's 15 years in England now, and I love it. I found it very difficult in the beginning because I couldn't understand why people are very friendly in the street, but they don't come and visit, or they don't invite you. The reality is people have different ways of doing social things, but it took me 4 years to understand. But slowly I gained their confidence, and I made friends. And so I think I'm actually very impressed with how much there is opportunities for people to get out of their little homes and be part of the community. So it just break little clusters of boundaries, which doesn't suit anyone or doesn't serve anyone to be hidden in a little pocket. The more we are involved, the more I think life is better for everyone.
Oluwa. It's from my culture. I'm Yoruba. I'm from the western part of Nigeria. I was born in Lagos and I grew up in Lagos. Until I came to live in the UK, I've not really had any reason to sing that song. So when Scratch Choir asked people to bring song from their place, where they're from, that symbolizes their culture, what else can I bring? The song Isheoluwa means the world that the Creator has made, like you and me. It symbolizes my culture and my gratefulness to my Maker. When the people sing it, it gives me joy. I'm really happy and grateful to Candy for doing justice to it. My name is Tayo Williams. I've lived in UK for the past 10 years. My husband's job had finished in Nigeria and he got a new job in Wiltshire. So I joined the Scratch Choir last year. Candy met me, she told me about it, and I said, yeah, I'll be interested. And yeah, I loved it.
When we started the project 2 years ago, we had little foundation on which to build. I think it's well known that it's notoriously hard in building bridges across cultural divisions. The way that we felt that we could connect with people and build on the aims of the project was to integrate and look for groups with whom we could work.
I first met members of the New Testament Church of God in another club called the West Wilts Community Club, which is a club that's been going for a long time, and most of their members are elderly Caribbeans who've come from Jamaica 50 years ago. At the very beginning of the Song Project, we went into the West Wilts Community Club and did some singing with them. Over a year and a half, I had got to know these group of very, very delightful seniors. And this time they said, we've decided we're going to join in and we're going to sing 2 hymns. So I went to visit them when they were practicing and just loved what they were singing.
Candy used to sing at West Wilts Community Club. She would come sometimes and do some singing with the seniors. So that's how I first met Candy. And when she started the project, she was telling me that she wanted to sing with the women at the English group. So I invited her a couple of times and she started interviewing and singing with the women and hearing the women's story, which gave them a voice.
West Wiltshire Multi-Faith Forum does a lot of activities. Its main objective, the reason it came about, was engagement with diverse community. We engage with other groups and try to work in partnership because that is just so important.
Well, I'm really a citizen of the world. I was born in Uganda, where my parents were at the time. My family come from the Seychelles, which are islands in the Indian Ocean. I came to England about 37 years ago, and I lived in London, where I was a teacher for about 17, 18 of those years. I've been in Trowbridge now for about nearly 11 years. The first year I found very difficult. I'm a very community-orientated person. I come from a large extended family. So for me, I have to be secure and belonging, which was what I was talking about. My belonging is when I'm in a community, in a group of people that I can relate to.
I was born in Pakistan, came to this country in 1969, so home was London. Had an option of relocation or being redundant, so I chose relocation, came to Wiltshire to work. But slowly made friends. West Wiltshire Multi-Faith Forum came along. We do training in matter of faiths and cultures. At the moment, our biggest client is Wiltshire Police. We are doing open events to which everyone is invited. We also go to schools, taking assemblies, holding faith and cultural days. The other thing we are doing is food from different cultural background. that would be on sale, and hopefully that will help us raise funding for the group. I learned to cook, I guess, watching my mom and how she used to do things. But when we came to this country, you had to adapt the gadget. We didn't really have the gadget my mother used to use. Dal and vegetable we cook very often because that is the food we like. And meat is very occasionally, and probably when our friends come. So we don't eat meat.
I can't put this in another dish and leave it for the end because it's cooked.
Oh, okay.
And put this one here.
All right then.
Yeah, I learned it from my mom in Morocco, and I used to do cooking in my home family. I learned to do couscous, to do tagine, to do soups like harira. And couscous is a traditional dish in Morocco. We have to eat it every week when the whole family gathered together after the prayer of Jumu'ah. We have to eat couscous together. We used to eat in just one plate together. The whole family eat in big plates. We serve one big plate and you can eat with each other with spoons. Some region in Morocco, they use their hands to eat couscous, yeah, instead of spoons.
Where are you from?
Spain, Madrid.
Hola.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Sí, hablo español. So you get three or so you can take them by yourself. So you can choose if you want to.
I come back for the street.
Okay.
Right, well, originally I come from Germany. I grew up in Germany, but I'm also half Russian. I mainly lived my childhood life in Germany and Berlin, and to be very precise, in East Berlin, so on the Russian side of the border, so to speak, in the former GDR. I live in Trowbridge now for approximately 5 years. In England altogether something like 17 years. So my musical background started really in my childhood. So I've learned to play the piano from the age of 10, and then later started playing in rock bands and other interesting things, and I became a musician. I started to study music. The choir leader training I do with Candy Verney, and it's very exciting to learn and try out on each other how to actually teach a song, and it's not as straightforward as one might think.
One of the ideas from the beginning to create a legacy for this project was for me to train up new choir leaders who then set up their own choirs and singing groups anywhere in Trowbridge. And the original remake was for 6 choir leaders. We've actually got 8, which I'm thrilled about, and these are 8 women who want to set up choirs in different contexts.
This is called an Indian harmonium. On this harmonium I play a song called Lama Bada, and it is a Lebanese song, and this Lebanese song just has a very distinct melody, and it sounds very lovely to accompany the sung melody on this instrument. And I do it in a very traditional style. I play exactly the same melody rather than playing harmonies to it.
Well, I at home I was a teacher, and I really thought I'm going to be a teacher all my life, which didn't happen, of course, because when I left home and I came here, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I studied counseling and qualified, but then to raise money for it, I started running belly dance classes, and then the dancing took off really, and there was demand for it and people enjoyed it, so I kept doing that, and after qualifying I finished the counseling, so I didn't do it as work. I like to think I am on a mission to change people's view about belly dancing, because it's what people do at home. It's a form of dance that people do at home. It's very cultural, it's part of women life, it is a women dance. And I like, wherever I do a talk or demonstration or thing, and I find people really interested to know the real history of it and the real purpose of it, because it is for health, it's for well-being, it's for fun, it's bonding exercise for when women together, and it's the same way. It's one way to express feelings and emotions in a safe way, really. And I think I feel very proud, but also very pleased that I am getting this message and people are seeing that, and I'm certainly challenging English ladies to wobble their bodies and have fun with it. The feedback is always brilliant, it's very good.
We both know, I think, that connections have been made between people, between different groups, friendships have been forged, and a better understanding has developed between people of different cultural backgrounds. I think that is the beauty of it, even if it is just a little fragment of understanding.
So this scratch choir, in a way, has enlightened me and made me to know about other culture that I wouldn't have originally know about their song. I may know them, but I may not really know about their song. And the song and the music of different cultures symbolizes some of their personality as well. I love singing. I love singing different kind of song. I feel great when I can learn new songs from other nationality or other culture. It's kind of therapeutic for me when I sing, so it's fantastic.
I think a way forwards for Trowbridge is to have more of these sort of projects. Then people are meeting, well, because they want to sing, but really once you meet and sing together, you form a bond, and once you form the bond, then you can only grow, can't it? And with a sense of belonging, then we are able to support each other in difficult times, but also we hear loads of talk about this radicalization stuff. Well, if people felt belonging and worth, perhaps they wouldn't be so easily convinced by other people that there's somewhere the grass is greener somewhere where it's not.
It's valuing people for who they are.
And just enjoying people. Enjoying people's culture, enjoying our differences.
If people don't encounter different things, they don't know what they like. By encountering different opportunities and trying out different ideas and things, they find something they like, and then they can develop on it, and it becomes a skill. They enjoy life more.